3D games, photos, entertainment, and more. No glasses required. Nintendo 3DS. Take a look inside. Rated E for everyone.
10 years ago, in March 2011, Nintendo announced a successor to their wildly popular DS handheld, the 3DS. As its name implies, the major advance here was a 3D visual effect using a stereoscopic method that would split the display in such a way that each eye would see a slightly different view of the scene, simulating depth in a way similar to lenticular art that you may have seen at a mall kiosk or on a sticker. Compared to the DS, the top screen was shifted from a 4:3 to a 15:9 aspect ratio, an analog slider was added, and a bit more horsepower was added to accommodate the resolution and 3D effects. It had 2 external cameras for 3D photography, an internal camera for selfies, and it also had an internal NFC reader, so one could use amiibo figures with supported games. Later on in its run, the new 3DS released, adding a second analog nub and 2 more shoulder buttons into the mix. Very few games released to take advantage of these extra control options, however. As mentioned, the 3DS went through a number of hardware revisions over the years. The XL improved the screen size of both displays. The 2DS removed the clamshell design and 3D option, and the new 3DS added some horsepower and new control options, as well as using the internal camera for better 3D head tracking. Of course, Nintendo being Nintendo, there were plenty of specially designed editions as well, such as my Metroid new 3DS XL. All told, the 3DS family has sold around 75 million units, only being discontinued in September of 2020. Games are sold on cards, very similar to the DS version, but the 3DS also has, as of this video, full access to an online store for more software. The release roster had some respectable depth, with games from Asphalt 3D, to Nintendogs, to Pilot Wings Resort, Bust-A-Move, Lego Star Wars 3, and even Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon making an appearance. The best sellers, of course, were new entries in the Mario and Pokemon series, though the top seller would ultimately be Mario Kart 7. The variety and sheer number of titles blew away its main handheld competitor of the time, Sony's Vita, which I covered last month. The success of the 3DS largely kept Nintendo afloat during their experiment of a similar dual-screen setup in the home with the Wii U. But with the release of the Switch, Nintendo appears to have closed the book on its dual-screen phase for now. Who knows, maybe we'll see a revival of the gimmick in the future. If there's anything we've learned from Nintendo over the years, it's that anything can and will happen, even 3D gaming on the go. Thanks for watching, I greatly appreciate it. This is the last of the Wayback series to be focusing on consoles. We'll be switching our focus back to games when Season 5 resumes in May. Now, I gotta admit, I haven't spent nearly as much time with the 3DS outside of Pokemon as most likely have. Do you have any favorites on the platform? Let me know in the comments below or on Twitter at TesseractUnfold. Meanwhile, like, subscribe, spread the word, and I'll see you again next week.